become the right person.
Yeah.
Stop looking for the right person. You become the right person.
Yes.
When you become the right person and I become the right, we can make a very good couple.
Be open-minded. Usijifunge such that when that lady says no, now you think all ladies are, all men are, and you start generalizing things.
When expectations like, yes, you can go on dates, it might not go so well, but do not beat yourself up about it.
Hello there, how you doing? I'm doing so fine and I hope you're keeping well. With this cold, we are keeping you warm. It's so much going on Wema TV. Welcome to today's show. I'm so glad to have you on board and of course for keeping in touch with us and always being on board every Tuesday, 9:45 p.m. Karibuni sana. So today we're discussing so much on the singles and it's a singles day. Hamjachwa nyuma, my friend. We are going to discuss about the journey we are taking, of course, our challenges, and we are going to also find solutions. And I'm joined with a very amazing panel representing a number of single people out there. And let me tell you, it's something that you are not supposed to miss. Of course, we have to talk and we have to find solutions so we can have a softer and sweeter journey. Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
Yes, so I want you each to introduce yourself. Tunaanza na Eva.
So hi, my name is Eva Maguti and I'm glad to be here.
Yes, tell us more about you. We want to know, we want to know who Eva is. As you represent the singles, would you want to tell us your journey? Would you want to tell us how far you've come, your experience, and of course, some of the things you want to address?
I do music. Oh, that is me telling about myself. I do music and I'm in the media. Apart from that, I am saved. I believe in God and He is my personal savior. Yes, I am not married. I am single. And
yes,
the journey has been more like a roller coaster. There's the good side, there's the bad side, there's average. It's a lot. But we thank God we're pulling through. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we want to hear more of that in a short while, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. So the man in the house.
Yes. My name is John Robe. Yes, that is my name, my official name. I'm the finalist in Kenyatta University.
Wow.
This is my last semester. Before time nitoke nje. Nisiambie serikali nipe kazi. Yeah.
Unataka kupewa utajipea?
Nataka kujipatia yangu, yes. Sitaki nipe kazi. Yeah, and then this journey of singlehood, it is never a walk in the park. Nakwanga na shida mingi, masaibu mengi. But at least siwezi sema ni kama zile watu kwa relationship, so at least this idea iko na joto kidogo. Compared to the others.
So you prefer being single in short?
Well, for me I think iko na more advantage kuliko disadvantage. So kiway, unaenda na ile iko juu. So if the advantages are many, tunavuka hiyo side.
I think I love it. Yeah. I love his reasoning. I mean, approach, you don't just jump over to the next journey if you haven't seen if it's worth it.
Yeah,
so it's not just about being in a relationship. It's about, am I enjoying my singlehood and now it's time for me to enjoy it with somebody else. I love that. Finally, Joanna.
Hi guys, Joanna Njeri Kenyanjwe. Many people call me Dureti, and I've gone with that. I'm single, and I think we need to specify single searching, single dating.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm single, and satisfied. At the moment. I'm a student as well. I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot. I'm a jack of many trades, and I thank God because He's given me ability, young as I am, to do all that I am doing. I think I'm excited for this conversation. and I'm ready for it.
Yeah. Wow, so these are very amazing human beings. Let me tell you, there are people who are putting their singlehood into all the activities they need to do, you know, people in media, people in school pursuing their studies, people doing, you know, I love the businesses they do as individuals, and I love who they represent at this particular point. So you're going to learn a lot from them, and I'm sure they have a lot in store for you. So let's begin discussing the main thing that brought us here today. So of course, we are talking about challenges that we face as singles. We want to probably see and demystify some of these things we have seen, not only ourselves, our friends, our circles, the place we maybe work, in school, in church, every spectrum of our lives, where we've seen people go through certain challenges, and we want to even address some of these gaps and together find solutions for our singlehood journey to become easier as we proceed to the next level. Because there's one person who says that your singlehood is a foundation for your relationship. So you can imagine your relationship is only as strong as your singlehood and that stage. So if we can help each other during this moment, then we can begin having strong foundations in relationships. So yeah, some of the challenges, let me start with Rob, of course.
The challenges we single people face. And I guess we're all single here.
We established that.
Challenge, one of the biggest challenge, you know, is being misled. When I say misled, what do I mean? You see, most of us, if not all, we like following quotes from, you know, from you find online, and then there's these two particular quotes that always misleads me, even me as a person.
Especially relationship.
I think it's the reason why I can entirely blame me being single. Allow me those two quotes. One says, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back,
It's yours.
it's yours. If it does not come back, it was not meant to be yours.
Interesting.
And then you find somebody and you're like, okay. And
Let them go.
will find me here. And then now comes another one, ikwambia, if you love something, fight for it. So you're torn between those two. If you love something, fight for it. If you love something, let it go. If you follow those two, you are torn, you tabaki hapo katikati, and then you find yourself single forever.
Okay.
Najiuliza, should I follow this? And then you look at, as in zile vitu zinakuja na hiyo following that, like, no, not worth it. Then unakuja hapa, you're like, no, yet still, unabaki uko single. So the problem of one of the challenges being single is, unakuwa confused too.
Okay.
You're confused. You know, you want to date, but you feel you're not ready, even when you're ready.
Okay. So
you feel you're ready at the same time, how ready? So there's that aspect of being confused, and I think itafanya you miss on a lot of things.
I want us to address the first thing before we go too deep into many aspects. I mean, first, we have ladies on board. Especially on the fact that you're talking about, if you love something, let it go. Ladies, if a man approaches you that way, do you think he's serious? You know, especially when you think, for a man, you love this woman, but you want to let her go and not fight for her, she will come back. As a lady, how would you find such a situation? So that we can begin helping some of these men to see some things have made them fail in relationships, especially when it comes to how they relate with women.
First, you feel like they're not really concerned or care, like they care about you. Because Sasa Sisi would feel like we would want a man to fight for you, like to be there. If someone is letting you go, maybe they have their own issues. Utafikiria ananiacha niende because he has his own businesses going on that I'm not part of. So first you feel like maybe he does not love me.
Wow. That's a lady speaking.
Yeah. For me, I feel like men originally were, I wouldn't say created. For me, I think, or I've gone with that all my life. Like they should be the ones pursuing.
Yeah, sure.
Although we are in a generation, in an age where ladies are doing the thing, you know, going for it. When I wouldn't think that would happen at any point in life. But as I know, men should be the one pursuing. So for me, if a man is not going after me, like, you're not serious. In fact, I view it as a lame thing. So I wouldn't say lame enough.
Yeah.
So
so that's another lady. I mean,
I will totally disagree with both of them. You know, for me to let you go, you must have given me reason too. Why I should let you go and then go maybe find yourself. You find maybe you're from a broken relationship before, and then you need to find yourself. I'm doing all I can maybe to impress you and get you on board. And then you are there kuniambia, you know, you need time, or maybe you're not ready. I cannot go swimming in a river infested with crocodile for you, so I can lose my life. And then when now you're emotionally ready, you go with someone else, and then I'm here again, continue with my single journey.
But
so
then
you go, do what you do, and then when you're ready, you can come back.
If there is a reason to let go, that's understandable.
That's
obvious. There's nobody who's going to let you go out of no reason.
I think the quote needs to vary. Of course, when you are pursuing, you have to do your level best. If you're trying to build something, I mean, you pay the price for whatever you want. Anything that is valuable, I need to see you value me enough for me to give you my life. So you can't do it casually. But again, in the relationship, the dynamics change. Of course, when things don't seem to be working and flowing, then the best way to show love is to actually release someone to go and actually find the best mate they can find. So these things, it's all about, let me say, there are things that people refer to. Of course, there is trends. People, and especially right now, trends is what captures us as young people. There is truth. Truth is, of course, the word of God, and the conscious deep down with you that always tells you this is the way. Somebody always says, I don't know if it's Oprah Winfrey, who says, life always whispers to you. There is no day you're left out to just become, you know, left to the wolves and you're gonna be eaten and everything. There's always a way life whispers to you. And thirdly, there's tradition. Are you following what people do or the customs that have been put aside? And of course, in the society, like here in Africa and Kenya in specific. So the best thing is the truth. There's the way the truth explodes how love should be done, how everything, how persuasion is, how relationships should be run. So even as we demystify the misleading nature of the society right now, I mean, apart from trends and traditions, are we looking at the truth and balancing them with the truth? Because there are trends that are okay. We can't say we can't subscribe to them. But again, there are traditions that are also very good. They were practiced in the Bible. So we have to subscribe them to the truth. When you begin to, connect the two and begin balancing it to the foundation of the truth, you will always see whether you need to follow something that people say or a quote. Nowadays there are memes, and of course some of them look so sensible. So you see,
you relate.
Yeah. So we can move ahead.
Maybe just to top on that, because I feel like it would flow so well. Apart from being confused, as singles, one of the challenges is that you're in a in between a rock and a hard place. I remember the very first relationship that I got into, I was in it just because I wanted to not be disturbed. Like, do you have a boyfriend? No, so I can date you. Why don't you have a boyfriend? So in my head, I was like, I'm gonna get a boyfriend. So whenever I'm asked if I have a boyfriend, I'm gonna say yes, and these guys are gonna stop bugging me or nagging me. So you find yourself in such a place, so many disturbances. Like, it's like your peace is being ruined. Like, I don't get it. It's so hard. So yeah, apart from confusion, there is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of do I call it clarity? Maybe you should help me with an English word there. But there is no clarity most times, and you're just there. Tunasema tu life is songe bila kujua what's in store. But yeah, again, now when you know who you are and you're building yourself, working on yourself, it's not hard. Yeah, I've been listening to a lady who tells us that find a hobby, do something constructive. Yeah, you don't have to wait upon a person to make you happy. Be happy first. Yeah, sure. So, but for me, that was a challenge, and I still feel it is as a single lady, especially in my age or at my age. Like, why are you single? Who is single? Why?
It's good to be single.
It's good to be single. I mean,
that's a challenge. Yeah, you even question yourself, and sometimes gets into your, not really esteem, like you get to overthink. Why do they think I'm single? Like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for singles.
So what do you think?
I think it's true, like what Joanna is saying. Tunaulizanga hizo maswali. Ukikaa hivyo, uko single. Then I think apart from that, some of the challenges that we face is most single people are afraid to get into relationships. Why? Because of what they have gone through in the past. Maybe a heartbreak that did not go well at all. Maybe you guys used to fight a lot. Maybe there was violence. Maybe there's a lot that people go through. So you find I would be afraid to get into a relationship. First, maybe I don't like fights. And it's normal for a relationship to have fights. So I would go like, Mr. Kimakasuri, what I'm saying. I have too much going on to be handling another person's emotions when it comes to being angry. Two different personalities coming together and trying to work as one. Uko hapo, you don't know what you have. Is this a relationship? Where is it headed?
Situationship.
And entanglement. So unapata, first you don't know what's going on between the two of you. Yes, you're vibing, there's all that. But uko ile design, let's see where this goes. So what is, let's see where this goes? Do I see other people? Do I stick with you? Are we together? Are we not together? You're afraid of commitment. You're afraid of getting into fights. You're afraid of what happens if this person is actually maybe very violent when he's angry or when she's angry. What happens? How do they deal with some issues in life? Maybe there's a challenge that is facing the both of us. How sure am I that he will be there or she will be there for me if we are going through something together? So you find most of us are afraid to get into a relationship because we feel like it's too much. And what we've gone through was too traumatizing to make us feel like we would give ourselves a chance to go through that again.
Okay. Yeah, so what do you have to say, Rob, about the whole issue before we wrap it up?
Before I talk about her, there is a point Joanna raised. She said the problem she experienced is, people asking her if she's single because she looks good or something. And then she has to like get a boy so that she'll avoid people asking that question. And from that, I think that makes single people very selfish people. Yes, atakuwa ameachieve hiyo kitu, nobody will be asking her. And then if somebody asks, mimi niko na mtu. But then look at the poor innocent guy who is genuinely interested in her.
Okay, I didn't say like I had to, but I just chose. Okay, it sounds selfish. It is. I acknowledge the fact that
it doesn't
it's
sound.
selfish.
It is selfish.
And by the way, apologies. Just in case they're watching.
It's like it was an
escape
managing
route
system.
Yeah.
But it's not the thing.
It's not the
subscribe to.
It's a challenge actually.
It's a challenge.
Because
people actually do that.
And people get hurt in the process. And I don't recommend that, by the way.
So generally I hear a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty and confusion. And of course it's because of the unclear future. You see, it's not so lucid, it looks so very bushy and all those things. So for me, one thing I can say from what my perspective is there are two things, fear and faith. Fear attracts the same way faith attracts. If you use fear if you allow fear to take preeminence, it will attract exactly what you fear. That's the truth. When I fear have you ever realized it, even in normal circumstances, not just relationships, I will fear something so deeply and it doesn't seem to go away. It will still happen because fear attracts the same level faith attracts. So if you want the positive, you have to have faith. If you want the negative, let me tell you, that's why people who believe that infidelity is not avoidable, they find themselves in that situation.
Yeah.
People who believe that marriages can actually stand to the end, they are still there.
Yeah.
So you attract what you have decided to, you know, generally surround your atmosphere and the aura of who you are, because your atmosphere determines what else comes into your space. So I mean, if we begin to know what we want, and again, as we said earlier, who we are, we become so confident in going ahead. And of course, as we said, in our singlehood journey, when we begin to become purposeful, because the best way to find the right person is first to find a purpose. And an existence and everything. You begin to, the same way, you know, the reason why singlehood becomes hard, especially when it comes to choosing a partner and knowing if you want to be in a relationship and all those things, because we haven't found what we need to do. You know, there's a reason why when you always look for something, you look at who you are. But when you're looking for relationships, people don't look at who they are. When I'm looking to buy a car, I want to know what I want. You know, when I'm looking to buy a cloth, I know this is what I want. So somebody who loves these types, and they are good on them, but I don't like it. But this is what I want. The same thing. Every woman out here is a wife material. Every man is a husband material. But who's my material? I mean, who can I fit according to who I am and the purpose I have for life? It will begin to become clearer in terms of who I want to be with and if I want to be with them at this particular time. Yeah, so basically that, and even as we proceed, I mean, what are some of the challenges when it comes to people, of course, trying to woo you into relationships? Or rather, what are some of the challenges when it comes to, I want to be with this person, but it can't happen? Especially when, you know, let me use the word crush. You know, in that area, you know, especially for men, you're trying to pursue a lady. And let me not even say for men. You know, for men, you have an option to pursue. For ladies, you want to be with this man, but it's impossible. He is not talking, you know. So, I mean, let's now begin to talk about that area of challenge, especially when you know you're ready to date and you have seen somebody you're willing to do life with.
I feel like we started off on a very deep note, that resurfacing and coming up here, it's quite hard. But yeah, it's a challenge, you know, because now you're ready for a relationship and you're putting yourself in a space where, hey, you guys, can you, Hamwoni, you can't see, can't you see? And I feel like what I mentioned comes in as a real challenge, that there is a lot of feelings that are hurt. A lot of them, like, I don't know if you get me, but I'll be there thinking that, why is he not seeing me? If it's for the guy, why is she rejecting my proposal? Like, you know, you've asked someone to be your girlfriend, or you're there presenting yourself as a potential girlfriend and you're not being identified. Of course, you get your feelings hurt. So, and that's a challenge because time is moving. You get distracted, and what you would have achieved within that timeline, you're too of a confusion, and here you're getting your feelings hurt. There is a lot you would have done anyways, like finding hobbies and doing all those kind of stuff. So yeah, for me that's a challenge that I feel singles out there are experiencing.
So what do you tell somebody who's actually going through that? I mean, I really wanted to be with this person, I just can't be able to be with them. I mean, how do they get off from that season?
Be open-minded, like, especially for the guys. Some time ago, I posted on my WhatsApp, I'm a holic. I love my WhatsApp. Like, I wouldn't do without my WhatsApp. So I posted on my status, like, guys, put yourself in a space where you would acknowledge, you would accept when a lady declines your proposal. I mean, ladies have different priorities. I mentioned that I'm single and satisfied. That's what I feel. I have priorities right now. But you know, sometimes the good is too good, like the deal is too good, and you can find yourself thinking about it. So maybe that lady is going through a lot and you there having proposed and now you're there thinking, oh, rejected, nini. Be open-minded. Usijifunge such that when that lady says no, now you think all ladies are all men are, and you start generalizing things. So
and then not personalizing the rejection. Of course,
yeah,
sometimes people are reacting to their personal issues, not even to you.
And insecurities.
Yeah, like you're saying, there's fear. So maybe it's not because they don't want you, but they fear, will this go ahead? You know? So sometimes you're all reacting to our personal issues, not even just to you. So don't take it personally. I mean, just move on and begin to recollect yourself as quickly as you can and focus on the next project.
Yeah, I wish people would sink that in.
Yeah, it's not easy, of course.
It's not.
But it's the easiest, because going through what you have to go through is harder. You know, the whole situation of depression, I mean, thinking about how you're being rejected is even harder. So however hard both are, you gotta take the higher road, which will help you.
Choose a struggle.
Yes.
Struggle.
Well, so what's another challenge?
Well, for me, I'll point out two things. One, it's setting the bar too high. I stand corrected when I say this. There is nobody for you. Like nobody is a particular person created for you. The only person that was created for the other one was Eve, because God created Eve for Adam. It was good. It was not good for a man to be alone, so he created.
Adam had animals.
He had animals, but
maybe
still God saw that he needed somebody, and then he created Eve. So Eve is the only person that was created for Adam. The rest of us are supposed to find our Adams and our Eves, because there is no specific boy that God has created saying huyu ni wa Joanna, so Eve asimguze. No, huyo wako ndo unasema ni wako ndo atakuwa wake next. Unaona?
I totally agree.
So the thing is, most ladies who are single, they set the bar so high. You know, I want a guy with an Audi machine, German machine with a. Sasa sasa nyatuna frienda wapi? You know, maybe I am the one who's supposed to be, but since you're looking for beards, tunakuwa disqualified. No. And maybe that beard is for somebody else. So what I will say is, people will just, become the right person. Stop looking for the right person. You become the right person. When you become the right person and I become the right, we can make a very good couple. Now you want to get to the other side. Now you want to graduate from being single. So anytime you set your buy, this is the kind of guy I want. A, B, C, D. He should not be a Manchester United supporter. X. Well, that is for my future girlfriend. If she's out there, if she supports Manchester United, you're out.
Oh my God.
Yes, she's out completely. So, hiyo ni yangu pekee. So,
do or die deal. So,
ukiwa hapo tuwe tujue, utarudi kwenu. Even if you
but well, we attract who we are, and it's the basic truth. So we keep on wondering why those men we are expecting aren't coming our way. Because we are not who we want to marry one day. So of course, sometimes we are putting so many aspects in one person, and those are 10 men in one person. You can never find all those aspects in one person. You have to be real. Come back from Mars to Earth and understand that men, I mean, we all are given raw materials. We need to now work on them. That is why marriage is there, of course, beginning to have a purpose and a reason for living, for you to even help this person develop themselves, and of course to grow together. So yeah, I mean, as we conclude, we can of course mention
yes, I said I was pointing out the second thing is men. If I'll be kicked out of men's conference next year, fine, but I'll have to say this: men like ladies who appreciate themselves the way they are. Just don't change anything about you. If you're good without makeup, stop putting on makeup because others are putting. So this man will attack this man.
Makeup issue.
It's just an example. By the way, I know there was this lady. Let's say she was a crush of mine. She was very beautiful and light skin, and I'm into light skin ladies. Okay, and then now the problem is, she thought she was not that light skin. Unajua ile point anakuuliza, by the way unapendanga mademu ina gani? So you're like, hey, asikuwe Manchester, akwe light skin, akwe and then akajiona she wasn't that light enough. She was very light by the way. Akajiona hajafika hapo, and then akaenda ka bleach. So the crush ilivunjika tu. I never looked at her again. It's somebody I had intentions and purpose for, but sasa unaona alikuwa anajiona like mimi kuna kasoro na mimi. So mkianza kujiona hivyo hamtaipata mtu. So jikubali venye uko. Yes, appreciate yourself venye uko. Yeah.
And I mean that is what attracts even a confident man.
Original.
Because confidence needs confidence. I can't be a confident person and I am not having a confident support system. Because that is the person who will even add to my confidence.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
we call them a brand new second hand.
Brand new second hand. All right. That is
I think
most ladies do not support one football team because we
true.
change
Depending,
Depending on your convincing power.
No, if you meet me, make sure I'll support Manu.
Support the winning team.
See, the people we have dated, speaking for so many ladies,
so many of
they
them
have supported their teams.
Yes.
Just for the sake of peace.
Yeah. I totally
But
agree.
I think like one of the things that we try to do when getting into a relationship is fighting loneliness.
Yeah.
Pressure from outside. Like me, I have a close friend who got married like in October last year. And we were in the same class in high school.
so your parents
are
are
like, your friends are getting married. Your other friends are like,
Yeah.
hey, so your friend getting married. So like, we're waiting for you next.
you don't even have a
things like that.
person. I wish it was easier if you had a person with you already, so that
As we
they
looked
have
for dates, I called my brother, be like, can you be my date in this?
yeah.
Pressure.
It's
There's pressure
It's a
everywhere.
lot of pressure.
And people get into relationships because of pressure. Pressure even to make TikTok videos, you know, create videos to post for people on YouTube to see how love is a beautiful thing. There's that pressure, and people get into a relationship now for the wrong things and for the wrong reasons, and to avoid loneliness. But then you forget about yourself. Like for me, I came to learn like love for myself is not defined when someone loves me.
Yeah, true.
It has to come from within. And that is where we get our confidence. That I will be satisfied. Yes, I will need someone, but I will be satisfied with me being with me. Because I love myself and I know God loves me, you know? So once you have like love for yourself, it's even easier for you to portray love to someone and for them to like love you because you love yourself. Isikuwe ile design ya sasa nipendi sako. Is it me? You find the problem, sometimes unaweza kataliwa and the problem is not you. It's them. They are afraid or they are fighting some things on their own. Then you, because you don't love yourself, you think you are the problem. So that's why you find people, they are not ready and you know, things like that. You're rejected and then you're beating yourself up and you're not the problem. So you have to have that confidence and self-love.
Wow, I love that point. Of course, self-love is very important.
Very.
And I mean, stop learning from singlehood, because marriage itself is a responsibility. Do you guys think that that is the best place to be on earth? Let me tell you, if singlehood is an issue, marriage will be double times. I'm promising you that. So if you're not enjoying your singlehood, and marriage exposes, let me tell you, if you feel lonely, you'll become more lonely because no one is there. You can't give somebody the power to make you happy,
to define you,
to define who you are. I mean, that's all about you. I mean, it's a lot of power to give to a human being, and they will never fulfill that. So when people begin to understand that marriage is not a reward, it's a responsibility, you will know you have to go there being prepared and not running away from singlehood and not feeling lonely. Actually, the happier you become, the shorter the journey to your partner. But if you still feel lonely, no one wants to be with a lonely being, a lonely loner. I mean, we can tell the atmosphere that surrounds you, because people don't know that we are spiritual beings. And let me tell you, when I'm with you, I can feel something about you inside my inner being. It's true. We do, even before you meet someone, you can say, kuna vini tuliingiana, you know, even before, to live vibe. It's just the spiritual nature between human beings. So it's good to love yourself. I mean, if there was no marriage, can you enjoy being alone on this earth? Ask yourself such questions. I mean, if there was no relationships, can I enjoy, you know, like being on earth and enjoy myself forever? Anyway, in heaven, tutakuwa tukiworship Mungu peke yetu, no marriage. So you better prepare for that, isn't it? So I mean, as we conclude, you can give just a small parting shot in a few seconds. One thing that we want to encourage people that has encouraged you in this single season as singles, of course. And I want to define the word single. As long as you're not married, you're still single. Hallelujah. Because if you start saying I'm taken, my friend, you're taken when you go to the altar. Don't say you're taken too early, because we will tag you that even if you're left. So, I mean, you're single till you're married. The other thing is single but dating, single and courting. Till you get married, you're still a single human being. So yeah, parting shot.
Well, just to say that despite being singles, we are on a journey. Like for me, I am of the idea that I work towards my purpose. Wherever he is, he works towards his purpose. We will meet somewhere. So I don't know what your view is, but singlehood is fun. Like I can cook whatever I want. I can go wherever I want without questions. That is pretty amazing. And before I get to the other side, I'm enjoying. And yeah, thank you.
Wow,
thank you for having me.
Keep yourself busy, that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob.
What she meant by cooking, what she wants is not cooking at all.
Exactly.
She can aina nwe chipo hapo nje. Cooking. What I will say is, being single is, for me, it's one of the best thing you can do. You know, for you to go to university, lazima upitie high school. Uweze toka primary uruke. So it's a stage you must go through before you graduate to the hiyo ingine ya relationship ama marriage. Yeah. So appreciate yourself hapo, enjoy it. It is there to be enjoyed, unaona. There are very many sports kwa dunia, but don't choose to play with people's feelings. Of every sport, don't choose people's feelings. So it's better you ukae hapo single than, you know, make somebody ask himself or herself if she's not enough. Me, I think those are very dangerous kind of prayers. Mtu akiomba asking God if he's not enough. So stay single. It's the best. But ukitaka, if you want to have some issues, lazima uchangamushwe, unaweza uvuke aside. But for us, for me, I am very comfortable here.
Wow.
Iko so warm.
Kwa hivyo watu wasidhubutu kuja around.
For me, kwangu msikuje niko sawa.
Uko sawa.
Niko sawa sana, comfortable.
Well noted.
I think for me, I would say, like, apart from you being confident and having self-love, also do not have so many expectations when it comes to when you want to go to the other side, because people can disappoint you. And half is hard. When expectations, like, yes, you can go on dates, it might not go so well, but do not beat yourself up about it. Just move on. And, you know, once you're confident and you love yourself, I mean, everything will just fall into place. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, these ladies and gentlemen, they are speaking a lot of wisdom. I mean, they should be married.
Thank you.
Well,
amen to that, by the way.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us today, and thank you so much, my guests. You have been very helpful. I believe singles out there are beginning to see that our journeys are not so different. So don't begin thinking, am I a failure? Am I really going through a lot alone? You aren't alone. There's so many people going through what you're going through. Just enjoy your journey. Don't wait to enjoy the destination. Don't say, I want to get married so I can be happy. Be happy through the journey as you wait, as you work, as you get purposeful, as you do a lot that you can do. Be happy. Enjoy the journey. The destination is a reward. It's not what you should enjoy. So have yourself a good singlehood journey. And this is Real Talk segment that is going to take place on Decoding the Process every 2 to 3 weeks, and we will be glad to hear out. And any single who wants to participate, feel free to reach out, because we want to get to share our experiences. We want to get to help each other understand what we never understand. Maybe there are things we've concluded and they are not good enough. We want to hear the journey of every single person. Thank you very much, and have yourself a blessed evening.